going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Oscar and we are SOS Customs. Today I'm going to be doing some upgrades to my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. I got a new roof rack, I got a new hood, and then a couple of little things. So let's get into today's video. Guys, so in the last video you guys saw the whole desert fun. Now it's time to go ahead and power wash it, give it a quick wash on the outside, interior, wipe down all the jams, and then we'll finish up with a quick wax on the outside. Before I power wash the whole truck, I'm gonna use some very mild down degreaser, spray the engine bay, spray all the wheel wells, the tires and all that, so that can help lift some of that dirt. Now that everything is blown out, I'm gonna go use some of this tough stuff to kind of clean everything up first, vacuum it, repeat the process, and then hit everything up with some dressing. So first things first, we're gonna start off with the oil change. I'm gonna start unboxing the Prinsu Rack. We're gonna go ahead and get some color mixed up for the hood to make sure it's good to go. And we're gonna jam the hood today and hopefully get this Prinsu Rack on as well as the visor. All right guys, so I got a brand new roof rack from Prinsu. I ended up picking this up from Rack Stars here in Oceanside, gave me the best deal. Huge shout out to Ryan Sostoke because he helped me really decide on which rack I wanted to go with. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, unbox it, and get this thing installed on the truck. Alright guys, so this is everything, all the contents in the box. You got the front header bow, a couple of rails, I believe these are on the sides, and a bag full of hardware. So we're gonna go ahead and start trying to do some reaching and see how we install this. We have all the contents of the box. So I'm gonna have one of my techs go ahead and start putting this thing together while I go ahead and start matching the color for the hood, because today what I want to do is I want to shoot underneath the hood.
Hey guys, welcome to SOS Customs. Today we're going to be installing a roof rack on Oscar's Tacoma. Seems pretty simple, and I'm going to show you how it's done. After we opened the box, we found all the hardware necessary for this install. It seems pretty simple. The first thing we're going to have to do is remove these rain gutters right here that actually pop off pretty simply. They'll have a clip in the front, and as you can see, they pop off pretty easily. They're going to have a little bit of double-sided tape, but we'll go ahead and fix that later. You're going to find 5 holes up in here that actually have the threads in them, and I'll show you how to get to those. Holes right here, which you're going to have to pop out the tape, and underneath those are the existing screws. We'll fast forward. This is what I was talking about. You're gonna have your 2 holes here, 1 in the middle, and then 2 in the back, and those are threaded for the new hardware and the roof rack that we'll be installing. All right, guys, now getting to the hardware. We have 1 civil rail. This is actually gonna be for the wind deflector. We're gonna go ahead and put that together first. Let me put these aside for later. When we do have these rails, I wouldn't put them all together because you are gonna need to put in the bolts to actually attach to the roof. So if you wanted to, you could put a couple together. I would probably stay away from anything that covers where the bolts are gonna go. But like I said, we're gonna go ahead and start with the wind deflector. And let's put these aside. All right, guys, we're gonna start with the wind deflector. They do come with these little anchors. They just go ahead and slide in like this. Now what I would do is I'd kind of put them where you think they're gonna go. I wouldn't go ahead and blast on any of these screws just quite yet, because you are gonna have to align them, but let me show you how it's done. All right, once we get the wind deflector on, I kind of used a pick to kind of find the little anchors back there. I am going to go ahead and put some lock thread on there with the washer itself that actually fell off, and just line them up. Like I said, don't blast them on too tight because we are going to have to adjust this as needed to center it, but it's a pretty simple process. Just go ahead and put those in there. These little stubby. Okay, as you can see, I got all the bolts in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten them down. As you can see, the rails are actually flush on both sides perfectly. Like I said, this will slide back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down, and then we're going to be putting on the weather strip next. Alrighty, to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and put all the washers and the Torx together.
Alright guys, the hood is ready for paint. I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing some sealer on there. I'm gonna go ahead and check in with Oscar number 2 and see how he's doing on the rack, because I really need to get this car home tonight, my truck home tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and check, see how the rack is looking. I haven't had any chance to look at it. Gonna hand him over the camera while I go ahead and get started on the paint. It's like Oscar has made a lot of progress. Good job, Oscar.
Thank you, sir.
I knew when you came here with that gorgeous name of yours.
Of course.
You were just gonna come in here and do all the hard work. Nice, man.
It looks solid.
I don't know what I'll use it for, but it's gonna look good.
That's really slick. Yeah.
It looks cool, man. It's actually pretty heavy duty. From Toyota, baby. Guys, here we have my TRD hood with the hood scoop. Looks, just going over it, make sure there's no dents, which doesn't look like there is, which is good to see because it's not cheap. Gonna go ahead and flip it over. Gonna put a little foam down so we don't get any marks from the stand, and go ahead and prep out the underside so we can go ahead and shoot the jam. Hit this thing real quick with some 400. Wipe it down and get some color on it next. Alright guys, so we're pretty much ready now to shoot some sealer. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the sealer first, followed by some base, then our clear coat. So the last couple things to do, the top side of the hood. And right now I got the truck on there, got the roof rack and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put the window visors on. Guys, so this is what we got going on. Don't judge me. I picked these up off eBay. I don't think the brand's really gonna affect the amount of rain we get here down in SoCal. So it comes with some alcohol prep pads. These go in the channel right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep these out with these custom CDM prep pads. So we're gonna use a little bit of the 3M secret sauce to make sure these puppies don't come off. Yes. Sauce. So if you guys don't know, if you use the word sauce before doing any type of action, it increases your productivity. So we go sauce, quick sauce, real quick. Quick little sauce, sauce, pendejo. See how dirty it was in there? I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. The same thing to the other side. We're gonna let that stuff dry off, and then we're gonna go ahead and hit it with some adhesive promoter strips. So same thing, use the sauce, and use the sauce slightly. You don't wanna always use the sauce because you could always over sauce. So sauce, 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 pendejo, mira? Guys, so everything has been drying for about a minute now. Everything's getting sticky. I can feel it on my fingers. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the tape off, and we got one shot, one kill. You know the deal. And we're gonna let that dry for about 10 minutes without moving it.
¿Cómo va a entrar el pinche aire, compa?
All right, guys, so truck's all wrapped up for this year. We are approaching Christmas pretty fast, and I gotta say these last little goodies on the truck were really icing on the cake, closing up the year pretty much. And you know, we went ahead and put the rack on, little guards. It actually rained today, so the truck's kind of dirty, but these visors came in the clutch for that. You know, the wheels and the rack and all the little things that we did, the new hood, were kind of just minor updates that I really wanted to do. Next year I hope to kind of touch more on the suspension. I want to do new upper control arms. I want to do new skid plates, and hopefully if I get some money together, then I can actually finally afford to throw a supercharger on this thing, because it very desperately needs one. Brutally slow. It is like literally so slow. I've seen Priuses pass me on the freeway, and obviously when you get one of these, you're not really aiming for speed, but it's nice to have a little get up and go. But anyways, let's take a look at the truck. Now forgive me again, it rained, but we're gonna take a quick look at the truck underneath station lighting. Now, I know these weren't the craziest mods ever, but you know, this truck has been fairly stock besides suspension for a very long time now. I've owned it for 2 years. This is probably one of the cars, the trucks, whatever, that I'm planning on keeping forever. It's like my work truck. You know, I could use it for towing, off-roading, you know, fit my family in here, and it's one of my most reliable vehicles that I own. So I really don't plan on getting rid of this thing. And you know, it's just a car I get in and go, but it also is a lot of fun off-roading and stuff like that. So I do plan on doing modifications here and there. Again, I have my wish list maybe for next year is, you know, upper control arms and maybe a couple other suspension modifications, and also hopefully a supercharger. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We got a couple more vehicles to show you before the year is done, but thank you guys for sticking with me this year. I really appreciate every single one of you that watches our vlogs and supports SOS Customs. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Here at SOS Customs, we got you covered. Peace.